Okay, here we go. So this is their plan moving forward. This is what they're going to try to do. So you can see how the map is. Hopefully it works out.
Just like we did with the
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Justice Falls. We back at again with another video, and today we're going to be looking at a very interesting video. As you can see here, the co-founder of CD Projekt Red, he has come out and he has made a statement for us gamers and media and things of that nature. So before we get started, I want to remind you guys I do have a website. www.justicefalls.com. It has all of my latest and greatest content. I have merch on there as well, so you can check that out when you get the chance. And I also have a podcast. The podcast is going to be the Justice Falls Experiment. All right. So, Justice Falls Experiment is my podcast where I talk about everything that's going on in society, politics, whatever, politics, pop culture, music, sports, whatever you name it. I'm talking about it. So, drop an episode every 25th of every month. You can check it out. All the information should be floating around on the screen somewhere. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hey everyone, my name is Marcin Iwiński and I'm the co-founder of CD Projekt. When I started CD Projekt 25 years
Say
ago,
what?
one of its founding principles was honest and direct communication with gamers. When CD Projekt Red, the game development part of CD Projekt, was born,
I like that jacket. That jacket is hard. I want to see if I can figure out where you got that. It's probably some custom shit.
it added something important to that principle, the ambition to make the best games in the world. It became our mission and something that guided us up until now.
Okay.
Based on that legacy of genuine and honest communication, you've trusted us and pre-ordered our game. And despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet.
It sure didn't. Y'all know how that went. If you bought the PS4 version, not the PS4, not the PS4 Pro, like the PS4 version, but you have an old PS4 or Xbox One, as you should know by now, all the videos came out, ran terribly. Like the game was basically unplayable. It was even having problems on Xbox One and PS5. The best option to get it on, if you want to get it right now, is on PC. I've been playing it on PC. I have a gameplay video that you guys could check out, and a little analysis. So yeah, it was terrible.
And the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that. Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened. They all are incredibly talented and hardworking. Myself and the board are the final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game.
Yep.
Although, believe me,
like they put the executives are the ones that put the developers under that crunch that we heard about, like before the holidays or whatever. So when you in crunch, you just basically rushing to get the game out. So that was a decision made by him and executives. I'm gonna more so blame the executives. They probably put the pressure, put the sticks to him, like, yo, if you don't put this out, it's not gonna work, yada yada. So it's a mistake on their part. But I also blame another group, and if you've seen the video already that I'm playing Cyberpunk, and you'll understand. So all of this backlash, it is warranted, but I'm gonna get into like the realness about it. Like the thing that happened was the gaming community and the media community basically bullied CD Projekt Red into releasing this game. Now, it's CD Projekt Red for giving into the bullying and releasing the game anyway, but they sending these people death threats. You got gamers sending these people death threats. You got people, review bombing the game and things of that nature. And it's like, this is what y'all asked for. Y'all didn't want to wait. Y'all got mad that the game got delayed 2 or 3 times, and this is what y'all asked for, so this is what y'all got. But I'll get back to that later.
never ever intended for anything like this to happen. I assure you that we'll do our best to regain your trust. Now I'd like to tell you how the situation looked like from the inside. Cyberpunk
Okay.
2077 is huge in scope. And I'm not only talking about quests or things you see at first glance. I'm talking about a multitude of custom objects, interacting systems, and mechanics. In the game, everything
everything's
is
a
not
moving
stretched
part.
out over flat terrain where we can make things less taxing hardware-wise, but condensed in one big city and in a relatively loading-free environment. On its own, this is a challenge, but we made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. That was our core assumption. And things did not look super difficult at first. We knew the hardware gap, yes, but ultimately, I think that time has proven that we've underestimated the task. To give a concrete example,
Yeah, because now when you're trying to push these polygon counts and push the interaction you can have between the characters and the world, it just becomes too taxing for the current technology that we have to handle. The new graphics cards came out 3090, 3070, and the 3080. Now the 3060 is coming out, and they're pushing these cards to the limit. You could go on all the tech sites, Digital Foundry, Linus Tech Tips. They're all testing it, and these new cards could barely keep the game running at 60 frames per second without the DLSS on. So this is a very ambitious task taken upon by CD Projekt Red, and I applaud them for it, but the execution was just off. Eventually, I think the game will be better, but the execution was just off.
and the main culprit, we had to constantly improve our in-game streaming system for all gen consoles. Streaming is responsible for feeding the engine with what you see on screen, as well as the game mechanics. And since the city is so packed and the disk bandwidth of all gens is what it is, it constantly challenged us. Every change and improvement needed to be tested, and as it turned out, our testing did not show a big part of the issues you experience while playing the game. As we got
Find that hard to believe. I find that a little hard to believe, but go ahead.
We saw significant improvements each and every day, and we really believed we would deliver in the final Day Zero update. Now let's talk about the review process. We started sending our PC review keys in the first days of December. On launch day, December 10th, we hit the ground running with a really good start on PC. While not perfect, it's a version of Cyberpunk we are very proud of. At the same time, we're fighting for quality on all gen consoles till the very last moment. And every extra day of us working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is why we started sending console review keys on the 8th.
It looks like he's reading from a teleprompter, because I don't know if you've done any TV production before, if you've been on the other side like I have, you can or both sides really. I've been in front of the camera and behind the camera. You could tell he's reading from the prompter, because the camera's here and then the prompter's like dead underneath it, so you can tell he's not looking directly into the camera. He's reading off a teleprompter, but hopefully these are words that he wrote and are from the heart.
8th of December, which was later than we originally planned. This all happened while working from home with all the challenges resulting from the COVID-related restrictions. A lot of the dynamics we normally take for granted got lost over video calls or email, and we took that hit too. Now I'd like to tell you about our plans for the future.
See, people don't take that into account. Like, COVID really affected everything this last year, so that definitely played a part. So I definitely understand that part of it, especially shipping worldwide and getting publishing done, and people working from home, sending files here and there, shooting them across the internet, and getting the games shipped out and stuff like that and printed. It had to been a very tall task for a big release game like this. So I understand that part.
And present a path for Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles and PC. We have already released 3 hotfixes improving the game, but that's just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to fix the bugs and crashes gamers are experiencing across platforms. Please expect bigger and smaller patches on a regular basis. The first update will be dropping within 10 days, and it will be followed by another, more significant one in the following weeks. We will, of course, continue to work on the game in future updates and improvements beyond that. Our big plans for supporting Cyberpunk in the long term did not change. As for the free DLCs, our initial plan was to deliver them just after the release.
Okay, here we go. So this is their plan moving forward. This is what they're going to try to do. So you can see how the map is. Hopefully it works out.
Much like we did with The Witcher 3. We decided to focus on the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing the DLCs afterwards. expect more information in the upcoming months. For those of you playing on next-gen consoles in back compatibility, you can still expect the free next-gen update for Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5 arriving in 2021. We are aiming at the second half of the year. I'd like to end this video by assuring you that we treat this entire situation very seriously and are working hard to make it right. The guiding principles of our company are still core to what we do. We still want to make amazing games and have an open communication with you, our players. For now, our immediate focus is to work hard on making sure you enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 regardless of platform. Beyond Cyberpunk, we have many plans for the future, which we'll share more about when we're ready. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
Okay, so that's for because they from out there somewhere, so everybody doesn't speak English, yada yada. Anywho, but yeah, so boom. All right, so that was an interesting video. I like how he came out and was pretty much transparent about what happened. He accepted the blame. He didn't really put it on no one else. He said, "Listen, me and the marketing team and executives, that was our fault." You know, I really, I applaud them for, for him standing up and taking that heat. I wish the other co-founders were in the video with him, but I guess those are probably more financially contributing people, more so than like actual hands-on people like this guy probably is. So I like how he really just stood out there, stuck his chest out, said what he had to say, and took all the heat, for everybody. So this, for most people, it's not going to do nothing, but for me, from a business standpoint, me being a business professional myself, I really appreciated that he came out and put this message together. And we saw that little timeline there, of course. This is what they plan to do. This is it, so it released. They've got the hot fixes. I waited till all three of these hot fixes came out before I even played the game. And with these three hot fixes, the game been working perfectly for me so far. And then patch 1.1 is coming sometime soon. Then 1.2, then throughout the year, they're going to give the DLC. And then finally, the next-gen console updates. Because if you have it now, the console, if you bought it on console, it's only the PS4 and Xbox One X versions. And it gets upscaled to 4K or whatever, to play on the next gen. So there's no true next gen version out. So that's the last thing they plan to do before this year is out. So I think this will be a crucial period between patch 1 and the free next gen console update. I think those will be the crucial periods for this game to see whether or not it will rise from the ashes like a phoenix or go down in the dumps. So that's really what we got to say about that. That's pretty simple. I have faith they'll get it done. But anywho, you know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is your boy Justice Falls. We out. One.